Welcome as we continue our study here in 1 Peter chapter 2. And we're beginning a new section, a new series in this next 3 episodes as we consider the believer's identity. Now, identity is a huge topic today. One of the great things about the Bible is the Bible speaks to so many things. It's an ancient book, yet is so practical for today. People are identifying themselves in so many ways, and it becomes their life source. It becomes their calling to identify with this group or identify in this way, and to find themselves and to promote their identity in however they strange ways they find. And so for the Christian, we don't need to get caught up in any of that stuff. For the Christian, we get caught up in the fact that we are identified with Christ. But in order to be identified with Christ, first of all, we need to find out in verse 4 the identity of Jesus. And let's see who he is. Why would we want to be identified with him? Well, he says, and we're going to be looking at verses 4 to 10 over the next 3 episodes, but today we're just going to look at verse 4. He says, as you come to him, the him is Jesus. Remember, he's just talked about following Christ as far as growing through the word. He says, through him, Jesus, a living stone, rejected by men, but in the sight of God, chosen and precious. So the identity of Jesus is that the men rejected him, but God has chosen him, and he is precious to him. Think about that. Do you want to be with people who have rejected Jesus, or do you want to be identified with the one that God has accepted? So, first of all, we see that Jesus is actually the resurrected Lord. Where do we get that? He is the living stone. Think about that. Living stone. If there's anything I know about rocks, is that they're not alive. You know, there used to be the people you could buy from them a pet rock. You know, hey, I don't have to feed this thing. I don't have to walk them. You know, it's a pet rock. But it's not really a pet. It's not alive. Everybody knows that. And so it's a paradox here. How can a stone be alive? Well, the idea here is resurrection. Jesus is alive through the resurrection. He was rejected by men. Look over at verse 7 where it talks about, for the honor is for you who believe, but for those who do not believe, the stone, and here's a quote, the stone that the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. Quotes there from Psalm 118, verse 22. Also, Peter quotes that in Acts chapter 4, verses 10 through 11. He is rejected by men. They don't want anything to do with Jesus. However, he was chosen by God. He is chosen. And that goes back to really chapter 1, verse 1, where we read that we are the elect according to the foreknowledge of God, the elect exiles. And so, it's the same idea, same word there, chosen. We are the chosen. And Christ was chosen by his Father. He is chosen, but he's not just chosen, he is precious in God's sight. As believers, we too are chosen. We are precious in God's sight. Something that is precious is something that you love, something that you treasure, something that you want, that you cherish. You know, one of the things sometimes people want to take Jesus and then try to change him into what they love. They take their identity, their outside identity, and the things that they love, and then they try to get at Jesus and fit him into that mold like he's Jell-O or something. And yet, we are called to love people, and we are called to love Jesus, and we are called to follow Jesus as he is. We come to Jesus on his terms, and Jesus in his terms, though he is rejected by people, they reject him. He teaches against what they love, and yet they reject him, or they'll take him and they make a new Jesus. We need to be people who come and find our identity in Jesus, the one who is precious and chosen by God. So the Lord sees me, but he sees not me, he sees Christ. My identity is not in the fact that I've done anything good or right, but my identity is found in the fact that I know Christ. He is found in me. So you can attack me, you can say whatever you want about me, and that's okay. Because actually you're probably right. But the fact is, my identity is found in the fact that I'm in Jesus. I am in Jesus. And we're going to get to that in a little bit. But the next part that we'll see is the identity of the non-believers. Who are they? What are they like? But for right now, we want to see our identity in Jesus, the identity of Jesus, the one who is resurrected, he is living, he is chosen, and he is precious. Think about that. If you are a follower of Christ, all those things are true of you. You are alive in Christ, you are chosen in Christ, and you are precious to the Lord. I hope you'll meditate on those things. May the Lord richly bless you today.